If this was your spouse, how would you feel? A Monday morning, I saw my husband leaving the house earlier than usual, and I asked the reason since he never leaves that early. He said he needed to give his coworker a ride. Tilt your phone and subscribe. I asked if it was the same girl he helped when she got stuck in the snow. He said yes, that she asked a ride until Wednesday. I asked what was the problem with her car this time, and he said there was something wrong with her tires. I paid no mind since she lives 5 minutes from us, and I just found it kind of him. But then, later on Monday, he gets home late and he tells me he was also dropping her off. Again, I didn't make it a big deal because it made sense to me that if you pick someone up, you also got to drop them off. Tuesday comes, I'm getting lunch with my coworker, and I see my husband's car driving by and I see the girl in his passenger seat. I ask my friend to turn around. We see them getting off the car. I called him. He didn't answer. He called back, and I asked if he wanted to grab lunch, and he told me no, that he was already in line and he had to go back to work to finish some work during his lunch. I said I could stop by and have a quick lunch with him while he finished whatever he had to do. He again said no, because he really needed to fish this project. I said no biggie, another day then. We wait outside. We see them get in the car and leave. My coworker asked if I wanted to go to his job to see if he was eating lunch with her in the car, and I said yes, my heart was racing. Not only is he giving her rides, but also saving her during the snowstorms and having lunch with her. We get there. They're not in the car. We go to his office. He's not in there. We hear chatter and laughter, and it's coming from the break room. I walk in there, and they are sitting across from each other having lunch together. I felt like seeing them there when he told me he had work to do was a hard punch in my stomach. I asked to speak to him and asked why he lied, and he said I was just making it a big deal that we would talk at the house. I get home. He acts casual, like nothing happened, and doesn't bring it up, but I do. I said I was uncomfortable now that he wasn't only giving her rides to work, but also spending his lunch with her. And when I asked to have lunch with him, he told me he couldn't cause he had work to finish, but I find him sitting across from her eating lunch with her. I asked if he could tell her to find a new ride for the next day, that something had came up, and he said he wasn't going to do that because he had already agreed to take her and she had given him gas money. I said I would give him 2 options, to also give me a ride to work since it was on his way, 2 minutes away, and we pick her up together and do the same thing after work, or he could just tell her that something came up and he wouldn't be able to get her. He said I was being malicious and that he would rather call in sick than have him do that. It hurt even more hearing him say that because I'm his wife, and what is he hiding that he doesn't want her and me in the same car? Next morning comes. He said he was going to call in sick, but he gets up, gets ready, and goes to pick her up. This broke my heart, my trust, our trust. He chose to be okay with her and decided to disrespect my emotions and concerns. But not only that, he still dropped her off after work. When he came home, he again told me I was making it a big deal, and while I cried, he couldn't even look me in the eye and just ignored me like I was the wall. I was so furious because he is the person I love the most in this world and the one I trusted with my whole life. I thought Wednesday would be his last day to pick her up, but he was still going to do it on Thursday because her car wasn't ready yet. But not only that. 2 weeks after this, I find out my friend who is a bartender and didn't know about the situation heard his entire shop talking about how this girl that works with my husband is all over him and looks like she has a crush on him or like they have something unprofessional going on. My husband denies anything and says he doesn't know how his coworkers are coming up with that conclusion when he is just training her. He says he doesn't find her attractive or likes her besides being a nice coworker. I just can't get past the lie and the fact that he decided to hurt me in order to protect what she thought of him. I feel like I can't trust him again because if he did this with something so small, how am I supposed to rely on him for bigger things, and the fact that his entire job is gossiping about them makes it worse. I feel embarrassed. He would just like me to move past this and move on and forget it, because as he said, it's redundant, and I need to stop hovering over it. My thoughts. If your intuition is telling you something's not right, it's important to trust it. Checking bank records, phone logs, and social media activity might provide clarity on the situation. It's crucial to address any concerns you have and ensure transparency in the relationship. Catch you in the next video.